Hey everyone! Today, we're counting down the absolute best arcade games you can play right now on Nintendo Switch. These aren't just ports, these are genuine arcade experiences that'll have you hooked whether you're on your couch or grinding on the go. Let's jump in. Slave Zero X. This game is an absolute bloodbath, in the best way possible. This is a prequel to the original Slave Zero, but forget everything you know because this plays completely different. You're slashing through biomechanical horrors as a warrior named Sho, and the combat system here is ridiculously smooth. It's all about chaining combos, deflecting attacks at the perfect moment, and unleashing devastating special moves that paint the screen red. The pixel art style mixed with this grimy cyberpunk aesthetic creates something that looks like it crawled out of a fever dream. You're fighting through this dystopian megacity controlled by these massive mechs called Slave Zeros, and the story unfolds through quick cutscenes that keep the pace moving. Boss fights are intense pattern-based affairs where you need to learn movesets and strike during openings. It captures that arcade mentality where mastery comes from repetition and skill. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection, is basically your childhood in one package, if you grew up in the late 80s and 90s. This thing packs 13 different TMNT games from the arcade and classic consoles, but the real stars are those Konami beat-em-ups. The original arcade game and Turtles in Time are pure side-scrolling perfection, where you and up to 3 friends can smash foot soldiers across different eras and locations. The gameplay is straightforward but satisfying. Jump kicks, throws, and special attacks that drain your health. Each turtle plays slightly differently with their signature weapons, and you're battling through waves of enemies before facing off against iconic villains like Bebop, Rocksteady, and Shredder. What makes this collection shine is all the extra content, museum features, and quality of life improvements. You can rewind, save states, and even play the Japanese versions. Wonder Boy Collection. If you've never experienced these games, you're in for something special. This collection gathers multiple Wonder Boy titles that defined the action platformer genre back in the day. The gameplay evolves across the series, from pure running and jumping arcade action to more adventure-focused experiences with RPG elements. You're guiding this kid through vibrant worlds, dodging enemies, collecting fruit for points, and searching for your kidnapped girlfriend. The later games introduce equipment systems, transformations, and exploration that were way ahead of their time. Controls are tight and responsive, which is crucial because these games demand precision. The difficulty can be brutal in that old-school way where memorization and reflexes are everything. Checkpoints are rare, lives are limited, and every run teaches you something new about enemy patterns and level layouts. Guilty Gear Strive takes the fighting game genre and cranks everything to 11 with this insane metal aesthetic and rock opera presentation. This is a one-on-one fighter where every character feels completely unique with their own mechanics and playstyles. The combat system revolves around Gatling combos, Roman cancels that let you extend combos or make yourself safe, and this burst meter for emergency escapes. You've got a diverse roster from Soul Bad Guy wielding a flaming sword to Mei with her anchor attacks and dolphin summons. The story is this complex anime narrative involving time loops, artificial beings, and political intrigue across multiple games. But Strive has an excellent story mode that plays like an anime movie. Matches are fast and explosive, with these gorgeous animations and camera angles that make every clash feel cinematic. Castlevania Dominus Collection resurrects some absolute handheld classics that deserved way more attention. This brings together the Nintendo DS Castlevania trilogy, plus some extras, and these games represent the peak of the Metroidvania formula that Symphony of the Night established. You're exploring interconnected gothic castles filled with vampires, demons, and undead horrors, while gaining new abilities that open up previously inaccessible areas. The combat mixes melee weapons with sub-weapons and magic systems that vary between games. Dawn of Sorrow has the Soul Collection mechanic, where defeated enemies drop souls that grant abilities. Portrait of Ruin lets you swap between 2 characters mid-combat with different strengths. Order of Ecclesia has this glyph system for attacks and powers. The difficulty is challenging but fair, with boss battles requiring you to learn patterns and exploit weaknesses. Sega Ages Out Run, the definitive version of one of the most iconic arcade racing games ever made. You're behind the wheel of a Ferrari Testarossa with your blonde companion beside you, racing through scenic routes before time runs out. The gameplay is deceptively simple. Accelerate, brake, and steer through traffic while shifting gears for speed boosts. What makes it magical is the branching path system, where you choose different routes at checkpoints, leading to multiple endings and varied scenery. You'll cruise past beaches, forests, deserts, and ancient ruins with this gorgeous sprite scaling that still looks incredible today. The real star is the soundtrack. You can select between different tracks before starting, and they're all absolute bangers that define that 80s arcade vibe. This Sega Ages version adds new features like a 60 frames per second mode, additional routes, and gameplay tweaks. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is a love letter to the golden age of tag team fighting games. This collection bundles 7 different games, including the original Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and earlier crossover fighters. The core gameplay is absolute chaos in the most entertaining way. You pick a team of characters, tag them in and out, call assist attacks, and build meter for devastating hyper combos that can delete health bars. The roster spans Marvel heroes and villains alongside Capcom's greatest characters, so you can have Spider-Man and Mega Man teaming up against Magneto and M. Bison. Combos can extend into these insane air juggles and resets that look impossible but feel amazing when you pull them off. The presentation is vibrant and energetic, with jazz fusion soundtracks and sprite work that's aged beautifully. Online play with rollback netcode makes finding matches smooth. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, packing 12 different Street Fighter titles that show the evolution of the genre. This is where competitive fighting games really began, establishing mechanics that every fighter still uses today. You've got the entire Street Fighter II series showing how Capcom refined the formula, plus Street Fighter Alpha games with their custom combos and air blocking, and Street Fighter III with its parry system that rewards perfect timing. Each game has distinct mechanics and character balancing, so it's fascinating to see how Ryu and Ken evolved across different versions. The core gameplay is about spacing, reading your opponent, executing special moves with precise inputs, and managing your resources. Training mode helps you practice links and cancels, while arcade mode recreates that original experience. Online lobbies and ranked matches bring the competition. Wild Guns Reloaded is this criminally underrated shooter that mixes gallery shooting with platforming in the Wild West meets steampunk robot setting. You control these bounty hunters taking on an industrial empire using massive weaponry, and the gameplay is wonderfully unique. You're locked to the bottom of the screen, moving left and right while aiming a cursor to shoot enemies, projectiles, and destructible scenery. You can jump, dodge roll, and even throw dynamite for crowd control. The movement system requires constant repositioning because bullets and explosives fill the screen, so you're always dancing between shooting and dodging. Boss fights are spectacular multi-phase encounters against giant mechs and war machines with destructible parts. The addition of 4-player co-op in this reloaded version creates controlled chaos. Each character has different stats and weapons affecting playstyle. Pocky and Rocky Reshrined brings back the classic top-down shooter series with gorgeous new visuals and refined gameplay. You play as Pocky, a shrine maiden, and her tanuki friend Rocky, fighting through yokai and supernatural threats across Japanese folklore-inspired levels. The shooting mechanics are simple but incredibly satisfying. You've got a standard shot, charge attacks, melee strikes, and screen-clearing bombs. What elevates this is the dodging system, where you can slide through enemy projectiles with invincibility frames, encouraging aggressive play rather than hiding. Enemy patterns require quick reflexes and spatial awareness, as bullets, fireballs, and creatures swarm from all directions. Boss encounters are creative showdowns against mythical creatures with multiple attack phases. The art style is this beautiful pixel art with vibrant colors and detailed animations. 2-player co-op makes the experience even better, with coordinated attacks and revives keeping the action flowing. And there you have it, the top 10 arcade games tearing it up on Nintendo Switch right now. What's your favorite arcade game on Switch? Did I miss any hidden gems? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more gaming content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.